Like if you found the video valuable. The first time Arav saw her, she was sitting by the window of Café Rosé, sketching something in a leather-bound notebook. Her coffee sat untouched, and her eyes seemed lost in the rain outside. Something about her, maybe the quiet intensity, pulled him in. Arav wasn't the kind to strike up conversations with strangers. He was the guy who quietly ordered a cappuccino, sat in the corner with his laptop, and left without anyone noticing. But that day, his curiosity betrayed him. "Do you always draw the rain?" he asked, pointing to her sketchbook as he passed by. She looked up, startled. Her eyes, warm like melted chocolate, lingered on him for a second. Then she smiled faintly. "Only when it feels like it's listening," she replied. Her name was Ira. She was an illustrator, freelancing for children's books. He was a corporate guy who secretly wrote short stories but never showed them to anyone. Their worlds shouldn't have collided, but the cafe became their common ground. Every Wednesday at 5 p.m., they found each other there, without planning to. Or maybe fate planned it for them. He started reading her sketches like pages of a diary. Rainy streets, bicycles with flowers in baskets, couples holding hands under a single umbrella. Her drawings carried a tenderness that made Arav wonder what heartbreaks she'd endured to see the world so softly. One evening, when the monsoon poured outside, Ira asked him, "Why do you write if no one reads your stories?" Arav hesitated. "Because I'm scared they'll be misunderstood." She shook her head. "Words aren't meant to be locked up. They're meant to find someone who understands." Weeks turned into months. Their Wednesdays grew longer, coffee turning into dinner, conversations spilling past closing hours. They never called it love, but the silence between them was too comfortable to be anything else. Then, one day, she stopped coming. Arav waited. 1 week, 2, a month. No Ira. Café Rosé felt hollow without her laughter. He asked the staff, but they only knew she'd moved out of the city. No contact, no note, she was just gone. It hurt more than he expected. They weren't even officially anything, but it felt like losing a chapter he wasn't done reading. 1 year later, Arav returned to Café Rosé on a quiet winter evening. He sat by the same window, sipping black coffee, lost in his unfinished manuscript. And then, like the universe had been listening all along, someone tapped on his table. "Still writing?" a familiar voice teased. He looked up. Ira, hair shorter, eyes brighter, holding a sketchbook. "You vanished," he said, voice low. "I had to take a chance," she replied softly. "A big project overseas. I wanted to tell you but I was scared you'd tell me to stay." He smiled, shaking his head. "I would have told you to go, but I'd have waited anyway." She sat down, sliding a napkin toward him. On it, she'd drawn 2 cups of coffee under falling rain. Below it was a note. "Some people aren't meant to be chapters. They're meant to be the whole book." Arav took her hand, and for the first time in a long while, it felt like rain listening again.